Ever since lighting the way, there have been far few shipwrecks around this part of the sea. There are a couple of nice crops there with dandy wee ponies. Is that where you're off to next? Heather wasn't sure how to answer.
I've always said that I wanted 6 children. I think it had something to do with the Brady Bunch. People would look at me as if I was crazy. Like, 6 children. Why would you want them to outnumber you? That's a lot of kids.
People will ask us, hey, are y'all done? I don't know. It's not up to us. It's up to God. Every child is a blessing, and we just see it that way. We see it as a gift, part of our duty as parents.
A lot of negativity around having a lot of children, changing your lifestyle. Well, you're supposed to change your lifestyle when you have kids.
They say that God won't give you more than you can handle, but He gives you right to the edge and then gives you the tools to handle it.
Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Bless us, O Lord, and these thy gifts which we are about to receive from thy bounty through Christ our Lord.
To be a father of 5 children, it feels overwhelming. There's a lot of emotions involved. When we first got married, we weren't as Christ-centered. It wasn't our focus. And then as we started progressing and maturing as a married couple, and there's a lot of trials involved in that, but it was the children that brought us to the church. And then we realized over time, only through God can we see the true love of our marriage. I was raised Baptist. I converted to Catholicism in 2019.
I grew up in a Catholic home. I married my husband, Ryan. We were married in the Catholic Church. He converted 4 years ago now to the Catholic faith and has been our Catholic leader ever since. We were attending church full-time as a family when we lived in Cyprus. But we didn't have a big faith life. So whenever we moved here and started attending St. Simon, St. Jude, we attended small groups. I believe the first event that we attended was a Mardi Gras, and I signed up for a small group. And that was, the catalyst. That was like the turning point of changing of our family.
I've been going to the Catholic Church since we got married, or since we've been together, which was in 2003. And frankly, when we started having kids, we decided, well, it's important for us to raise them in the church.
I remember when talking to the priest, he said, "Are you open to raising your children Catholic?" Me and my husband had talked about raising our children Catholic, and he said, "Yeah, fine, whatever you want." I don't really practice the faith. Even though I wasn't fully participating in my faith, I knew that was the only way that I could guide them spiritually, and it was just how I grew up. It was the only way that I knew to raise my children. At the time, it wasn't something that people did. I had a lot of children in our current circle.
I made a commitment, and that was to raise our kids Catholic. So I did take that seriously. And that has developed over time into what my faith is now. It's become very strong.
believe that was around the time of my reversion, right before his conversion, was just that I don't want to live like society says we should live, or the people we were surrounded by said we should live. How many wonderful things came out of just putting trust in God and praying to Him about it and having Him answer our prayers like over and over again. And we just said, you know what, God, it's in your hands. You know, thy will be done.
Our eldest, Mia, she's very musical. She picks up on that stuff very quickly. She is focused and dedicated.
She's working on making earrings. She's also great at making recipes. She's very good at making friends and understanding the needs of her siblings. And I couldn't have asked for a better first child. Madeline Claire is our second child. She's 10 years old. She is just one with nature.
What she found a little skull of a little bird out in nature. Mm-hmm. I've never even found anything like that. And I've lived outdoors my whole life just playing outside.
All the snakes, all the worms, she can find them, she catches them. Mm-hmm. She's very in tune with her siblings, their emotion. Wow. She's very organized and she enjoys it. She also enjoys very small, tiny things. She loves to craft, make anything beautiful.
Nora, our third child, she's a fireball. She's extremely smart. She learns anything like that as long as she wants to learn it. She's extremely outgoing.
Very precocious, very outgoing. She can make friends with anyone.
Nicholas, our fourth child.
He's our first son, and he's just, I call him Bubba Dumpling. He's very quiet and organized.
Yep, he'll just kind of play by himself as long as he has a car. He's tough. We'll choose that word.
And very athletic. He has older siblings who are on the scooter, and he's learned, like at 1.5, 18 months, he was on that scooter, lifting his leg up just like his sisters, trying to ride. And then our youngest is 9 months, and
Joseph,
he was baptized on the feast day of the Holy Family.
The Holy Family, December 31st.
Mm-hmm. It just so happened to just fall on that day. And it's just been such an amazing addition to the family. He's very jolly.
Yeah, he's a very happy baby.
He's very happy until he wants something. Yeah. And then he is the loudest baby you have ever heard. He screams are off the charts. We work as a team, and my big girls will wake up, start breakfast, start their chores, feed the littles, while I'm, recovering postpartum and Daddy's back at work. It's just been such a joy, and they're more than happy to help. I feel like they kind of, help too much. They want to show me that they can handle twins.
We could have bought a cow with the milk we bought.
I always wanted to homeschool. It's been on my heart, but I did not have anyone to show me what that looked like. I knew people did it. I didn't really know families personally that were homeschooling at the time.
A couple of nice crops there with dandy wee ponies. Is that where you're off to next?
We do a lot of read-alouds for history and science, but the best teacher is experience. And so we're just blessed to have the opportunity to take our children to museums, to take our children to the park, to let them be outside in nature. And that's a lot of their homeschooling. My daughter is trying to grow a garden from every single plant that we have. She's successfully rooted garlic, and I think there's bell peppers. We love podcasts. We listen to Catholic podcasts. History from a biblical point of view is a great podcast too. It's very exciting. We read catechisms with our children, mainly just bringing them to church more than once a week, making them feel like the church is home. That's church felt like home to me because it was across the street. And even in the summer, they served lunch for the kids. And so we would go across the street. We try to instill just a very prayerful life for them.
So my role as a father in our faith journey. So I do take it upon myself, and I think it was delegated to me through Jesus to be the leader of the household, to be the head of the household, and not just providing financially or whatever that may be, going to work, come home. No, it has to be through faith as well. If I don't do a good job doing that, then it's going to reflect on my children. So even if I'm not having the best day, it doesn't matter. I still have to come home, hug my family, have a good attitude, and we still pray every night as a family. That's extremely important. And I'm working on getting them all ready for church. As my wife has told me, well, you're the faith leader, so you need to help get them ready for church. All right, I'll help do that too.
My children seeing me and my husband just fully focused on Jesus, just they knew that they needed to be too. It's helped them in their faith. So they know what to do. They know to be example with the littles. We just loved exploring new places. We wanted to start traveling full-time in an RV, get rid of all of our stuff, move everything into an RV, just me and my family. We just love to be together outside, and it just seemed like kind of like the perfect life if we could figure out a way to make money on the road, and it seemed kind of like a dream.
So we traveled full-time for about 7 months. Our plan was to do it until we got tired of it.
It was about a year because we had our house rented for a year. And at that point, we'd make a decision whether to move back into our house or to keep traveling, just depending on where God wanted us.
It was always like a retirement dream.
Yeah.
And then some pieces fell into place, and we just decided to go do it. We thought that it would bring our family close together, physically, mentally, and spiritually.
He's brought us to these amazing churches all across the coast. We love the beach, so we stayed along the East Coast, visited shrines and unexpected areas.
So we went from Houston, we went through the Panhandle, we stayed in Palo Duro Canyon, and then we went through Oklahoma, Colorado, stayed in Yellowstone for a little while, and then went up to Montana, kept heading northeast toward New York, and then kind of made a trajectory down the East Coast. Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina. We stayed in Florida for a couple months, and then started making our way back toward the Gulf Coast, toward Houston.
Well, we came back to Houston to have a baby because we found out that we were pregnant on the road. We had a baby in the RV. Our travel centered around Mass. We never wanted to travel on a Sunday because we didn't want to be rushed to Mass or rushed out of Mass.
Met some really awesome people at the different churches, and it was an amazing experience, and no regrets. It wasn't all roses, trust me. There was no rose-colored glasses. There was some real life in there.
It's like you see the fire in front of you, but you know that you have to go through it in order to be better, to get to the other side. And it's just, that's how I saw the RV and our RV life. We grew so much in that little space, close to each other. We actually really put, through this journey, it's all him. He pointed us to where we need to go, when we needed to be there, and we just kind of let him lead. So when people try to get us to articulate, like, what was our favorite part, what was the best thing, like, how was your adventure, it's just so hard to put into words, all the miracles and the trust that we've had to put in God in order to fulfill what we were supposed to fulfill. When people ask me, I always say I prayed for a strong marriage and to be close to my children, to have just a very close family unit.
Another thing it taught us was how to be adaptable and how to adjust, and our whole family. So our kids have learned that.
Oh, they're so great. They're so patient. They roll with it. I think that's such a great lesson for them. You know, we've learned to trust, and they've just learned to just be along for the ride.
We have a thing that we do at the dinner table. Everybody goes around and we do our high and low for the day. And every time I come up, they tell me what it is. Because my high is always eating dinner with my family, coming home, hugging everybody. With so much of it being there, it shows me really how powerful love is. And love is God.
Is it so good, Bubba? I haven't yet her visual effect.
Over the past year, we've been praying the rosary consistently every day. And that's been huge for us. You know, not only does it bring us closer to God and Mary, but it actually brings us closer as a family because we have just a dedicated 20 minutes every night together to where we're just calm. We're not doing anything except praying. And I think it kind of helps everybody sleep better, honestly, because we do it before everybody gets ready for bed. Every kid's different. Get the order of your life correct. It's God, your spouse, and then your kids. So I think what happens in a lot of families is it's really easy for the parents to put their kids first because when you have kids, you got to raise the kids. But we're not able to properly raise our kids if we don't go to church, pray to God, and put God first, and we don't focus on each other. As long as we focus on each other, obviously God is the head of all that, then He will teach us and we will help each other on raising the kids. And that will come naturally along the way. We are the Williams family, and we are joyfully there.